There we go. Yeah.
Moving and grooving, baby.
Gotta be careful, man. Dr. Dre said, cut that shit off. Last episode, that nigga said, put that shit on YouTube. That nigga said, not today, nigga. Not tomorrow.
We will not. We will not.
Yeah, I was like, that shit YouTube said, we can't play any of this shit. I was like, damn, nigga, was only,
You can't play nothing?
it was only 20 seconds. I had to just like mute the whole like.
No, not even a sample.
I wonder how that works. I mean, I guess you have to do the whole like, I announced that this is not, I did not own the rights or whatever.
You got to declare something or somebody's going to be in your pockets.
YouTube is quick with that shit. They're like processing. You can't have this.
Because YouTube's getting tired of people dipping off in their money. They didn't have enough people in their pockets snatching stuff up left and right. So they are up. No. Before somebody come take our money from us, y'all can take your own goddamn money. We need ours.
Pretty much. It's weird with all this like censorship shit. Because I posted something to. It was something I posted on the page. The other thing, the clip we posted the other day on the page, it was like, you know, when I said Trump, we said Trump don't wash his ass, and they were like, "Are you sure you want to post this? This could be conflicting."
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I want to post it all right now. Matter of fact, hey. Anybody listening? Can you hear me? Guess what? Censorship sucks.
Yeah,
but we have the most censorship when it comes to brown voices saying stuff, but somehow non-melanated voices can say whatever the fuck they want and nobody does anything. So keep your censorship because it's subjective.
Yeah, see, the whole like the fucking like censorship thing on both sides, like they're saying hate speech. I'm like, I would like to at the very least know who the motherfuckers are. Don't censor this shit. Like,
right.
I'm open to us being able to have a platform to say whatever the fuck you want, and I want the opposition, if for no other reason, just to know that my opposition is who they are. Like,
I want the KKK to have a forum and an Instagram page. Why? So I can see all the faces underneath those men. I want to know. I know we talked last time about, well, actually we were talking about it on Never Not Extra about overt and covert racism.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with overt racism. Not because I'm saying that it's okay, not that I'm condoning racism because it's stupid, but I'm okay with you expressing yourself to where I can see. I want to know.
Where the bullshit at?
I want to know. It's the same thing as like, say, hard left within dating. If a woman is transgender, I want to know. Like, I don't want no surprises later on. If you didn't had all the surgery done and you look like you fit the part, like I don't want this to be the guessing game and like we've been married for 3 years and she can't get pregnant. Oh yeah, let me tell you why I can't get pregnant. Like, no, I want to know the truth.
I never even thought
from
about,
top to bottom.
I never even thought about that perspective. Everybody always talks about like, you know, that you've been kicking it with, you know, Carol for all this time, and all of a sudden y'all finally get to fucking oops a dick. But I never even thought about like somebody is full transitioned. You guys are out here living and loving, and you get to the kid part, and now you got to be like, wow, that's yeesh.
Because not everybody's secure enough to live their truth. So some people aren't going to tell. I just fell in love. I didn't know how to tell you. No. If you're not telling me the truth of the matter from day one, from 21 Jump Street, then we ain't nothing else. Who'd you fall in love with? Because I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
That, and like, I always think back to that story where that, I forget if he was like Japanese or Chinese guy, but like,
oh yeah,
his wife did a bunch of work. His kids came out ugly. And that nigga said,
this is not how my children's supposed to look.
Said, take it all back. It's a wrap.
I want it annulled right now.
He won that case. They were like, oh yeah,
right. No, you lied. You lied to this man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, you really think, you know,
that should have started a trend.
You love your kids regardless, but if you really thought, like, I feel like that's on both. Like, if they started making like shin implants tomorrow, and like, you know, dick extension surgery, or whatever, it'd be a whole bunch of 6'8",
a safe one.
Yeah,
they have it. It's just not safe.
Oh well, shit. It'd be a whole bunch of 6'8" giant dick niggas walking around. I love him. And your son come out 5'4",
right? Like
can't dribble.
Like Tory Lanez.
Dick. Yeah, that nigga was caught outside too. That was funny.
It is what it is.
But it was a whole lot of like people on the internet are like terrible because like, you know, you might do a second take, but somebody instantly, as soon as that clip came out, they were like, he was looking tough until he saw who was holding the camera, and I was like, oh yeah, it was Cass holding the camera, and like, boom, 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 nigga. Like you're not gonna say shit. You're not gonna like. Kaz is like a real size, like real.
Yeah, he's not a
he's
small
a
human
real
being.
Human being. Like
he
Tony looked up, like, oh
hey, buddy,
hey,
what's going on?
Just chilling, just out here, living life.
He greeted him the same way that we're going to greet our audience. Hi, listeners, welcome to JustADopeAssPodcast. What's going on, everybody? You thought we forgot about you, didn't you? Thought we just gonna come in and
we
just
were
be talking.
Rolling.
Nah,
not gonna lie, I was just rolling.
I know, I didn't forget. I got the fishing rod. I'm reeling it back in. I got us. I got us. It's all right. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, hey, I'm DC.
Oh,
welcome
TJ.
That's TJ. I'm King Carter.
Chad Awesome.
That's Chad Awesome. Welcome to Just a Dope Ass Podcast here on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. Hope you guys are outside enjoying that great vitamin D, sweating your bits off.
Yep.
Sweat them off, baby. Sweat them off. Enjoy them. Let this vitamin D get into your system and raise your spirits. You need it, especially if you got melanin in your skin. You need that vitamin D. So get your ass outside.
All right. There's two things I thought about when you said that. First and foremost, it's just like, it is hot outside. Hot outside makes you think about, global warming, makes you think about science and how you should listen to scientists because they might know what the fuck they're talking about.
Unless you're Republican.
Well, that's where I'm headed with that because, y'all,
that works.
Y'all said COVID didn't exist and then all of a sudden, poof, so I'm just saying if that's any trend, that we should probably listen to scientists just a little bit. Like, you can maybe not believe this person's work, but don't not say science exists. Like, Republicans be arguing like science doesn't exist. If you don't agree with this particular scientist, perfectly fine. Let's have that discussion. But them niggas be like, science.
Because they don't want to listen to reason because it doesn't support them. If something doesn't support my agenda, then I don't want to pay it any mind. I think it's a crock of bullshit, which actually leads to my quote for the day.
Lovely. Synergy.
You see how that works? That's wonderful, right? Our quote for the day: never let your intention be attention, because the intention of attention leads to or demonstrates a self-awareness in attention.
You're definitely gonna have to run that back.
I know.
For the folks.
Just remember the beginning part, which is the most important part. I just went extra just because I wanted to be a dick.
Oh, okay.
But the basis of it is never let your intention be attention. So whatever your intention is on a situation, if your intention is to get attention out of that situation, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. We have a president who his intention was and has always been to get attention, and look at where it's got him. Yes, it's got him the presidency, but he's the worst president ever. All his businesses have failed and led him to go bankrupt at some point in time. He's one of the most hated people on earth. Regardless of everybody that supports Trump, a lot of them still don't like him in some regard. They just want him to change this country into fucking Nazi Germany so they can feel like they're bigger than everybody else. It's not going to work. We'll beat you up in the streets if he wins again. It doesn't matter. That's a whole other conversation.
We'll beat your ass, buddy.
But he has always sought attention. It's never worked out for him. He keeps utilizing that. Instagram models, your intention is attention. It doesn't really work out for you. Yes, it may look like on paper it's benefiting you, but aside from those pictures that you're putting and angling everything to make it look a certain way, you're still staying in your damn studio apartment that you share with like 3 other people, and it's not really working out for you because you're looking for attention as opposed to a career. That's a whole nother situation. In your relationships, if your intention is attention and you're not seeking to build some sort of connection with another person, guess what? It's going to fail. Why? Because you're seeking validation. You're looking for something to make you feel good as opposed to paying attention to inclusion with this other person. So, word of the day, never let your intention be attention. Seek authenticity.
Since y'all out here just sleeping on the floor.
Hey, I said what I said because there's a lot of people out here. They know that that's true. They know that there's a lot of Instagram models out here with like 50,000 followers that are just sharing a studio apartment with your best friend. And I'm not knocking you because everybody starts somewhere. We all been through our struggles, but you could probably progress further if you just let go of the bullshit and actually focused on some purpose. Just saying. There's a difference between struggling to get to a certain point because you're focused and you got to start from the bottom, or you're at the bottom because you're not focused on the shit that you need to be focused on. Total difference.
Then they're loading the clips right now. This motherfucker.
Hey,
son of a bitch.
King Carter on Instagram. You can find me. You can send me DMs.
You don't know.
You can get mad. It goes the same for dudes, so it's not misogyny.
You're a man talking about stuff.
It's equal this is equal opportunity hate for everybody. Just letting you know, there's dudes out here right now that make you think like they paid, they got money, I got all the better. Look, it's a lie, people. Let's just stop.
Of, like niggas who be fraud, I've never understood like the niggas who get like rentals of like really boss ass cars. No. I've never got that. Like especially if you do it like where you stay at for real. Like when I see niggas do that, I was like, you live out here, like people will see you again.
People will find out.
Yeah, you can't. Don't do that.
Or you got a really nice car, but like, I'm going to say this a little bit differently, but you have a really nice car, but you're staying at home with your parents. Not because you have a plan in mind.
Yeah.
It's not. We have to stop within our community making it seem like it's a bad thing to stay with your parents. If you have a plan and you're progressing yourself, you're in school, or you're saving up because you're going to get a house and they're helping you to move yourself forward, that's fine.
I saw this article one time where like it was really saying something along the lines of, and I read it years ago, and I wish I like had the actual title in my head, but it was basically like a study that we're one of the, not the only one, but like there's a lot of countries that really don't do that. Like it's like, oh no, you can staying till you're
forever. Yeah,
however long
you stay until you get married in some countries. For women, like you do not leave this house until a man marries you and you can move over there. Until then, you stay here. I don't care if you are a PhD doctor or whatever.
Like
you stay in this house.
Economics of it, like you can just if you have a bigger house, or you might extend the house, or because I've seen that. I've seen that just out here. Motherfuckers will just like extend the back or turn this into whatever, and then
you can stay in the house with your parents and buy the house next door and combine them or whatever you want to do. But it's a plan. It's a plan to progress yourself and everybody in the family and leave something behind for the name, which is great. You should be doing that.
When you watch all these until they become like super gajillionaires, but you watch all these any type of like film, the rich white family, it'd be like this big ass estate, and there's like 3 families technically living there, but everybody just gets caught up I think in the fact this is a giant mansion. But I was like, nigga, they doing the same thing these niggas doing over there.
Right.
Like,
when did the Kardashians move out of their house?
Like when they all got husbands, I think. Yeah.
By the time when they got married, or the TV shows, and everybody started getting their check, that's when you started seeing people move out the house. Slowly but surely, but still, that's not until like season 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't watch the show. I'm just piecing together shit from.
I know with that show, I think like Bad Girls Club and like I know I've watched like at least 20 minutes of Bad Girls Club before. I've watched an episode. I think altogether, I put together an episode of Love and Hip Hop before. The Kardashians, though, I don't think I've
never watched a full episode of Kardashians. I've watched bits and pieces that could probably formulate maybe 1 or 2 full episodes. Same with Bad Girls Club. I only used to like kind of watch it for a little while because Natalie Nunn, and I just wanted to see her cheeks.
It's nice.
That was pretty.
But
much
yeah,
it.
with the Kardashians, I don't think I can put together a full episode. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Complete no to whoever's.
She said she wanted to see my eyes. Like, you know me personally. Like,
well, that was gonna be my next question. Yeah,
you've seen me for decades.
She said, "Let me gaze upon you."
No, acting like you don't know me.
She said, "Let me look you dead." Yeah. Oh, okay. Speaking of
next week.
Word. I don't know.
She asked me when my birthday is. I said next week.
Well, I don't know who this is before I start act like myself.
I mean, no, act like yourself. She's heard worse. Trust me.
I'm just saying, like, she's like, when's your birthday? Like, she's sending titties. Like
no, that's not. I've known her for like 15 years, damn near. Like,
send him some of those 15-year-old titties. Some 15-year-long titties. Not 15-year-old titties. Don't do that. That's very Epstein. But like the titties that he's seen, the titties he's seen for these 15 years, and you haven't shown him.
You're assuming that I've ever seen her breast.
Well, you said 15 years you've known her, right?
Yeah, that doesn't mean I've known her in the biblical sense.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm saying you haven't. I'm saying you've known her for 15 years, and on those 15 years, you've never known those titties.
Okay,
and enough. This is a time in life where you should let him know those titties.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you should let him know. This is almost it's almost 2 decades worth of time spent.
Fair enough.
So
that should just be anybody we've known
15 years. Like,
what is the basis? Like, if whether you're platonic friends or not, how long does this friendship last to where I should be able to see your genitalia, male or female, doesn't matter. Like if you're a man for women, if you're a woman for men, like we've been platonic friends for 15 years and I've never seen a pubic hair.
Like I think when the number of the years has its own name, like if you like 5 years doesn't have a name, 10 years though, decade. You know what I mean? Like
so 10 years. If you've been platonic friends with somebody, if you've been platonic friends with somebody of the opposite sex for 10 years,
you feel like you could almost
you are obligated to see some goodies.
I mean, I'm not gonna put obligation, but I feel like you have a good grounds to kind of go like. You know what? Like it almost could almost surpass not even being sexual. You know what? How long I ain't never seen them titties. What them titties look like? Just you know, we have been friends almost about 12 years. Put your dick out. All right, yeah, you know, like we just exploring. You know what? Oh, that's why. And you can either go, you know, you might fuck around and be like, oh man, wow, we should probably, or you go, wow, I see why we ain't never put them titties back in your shirt. You know, go get something to eat because we ain't gonna never do this again. Like you might just realize, like you know,
you could see your friend of the opposite sex naked that you don't want to be more than friends with. You don't have to want to be. I mean, speaking from an athletic standpoint, which is completely non-sexual, I have plenty of former teammates that I've seen them naked, and I don't want to see y'all naked, but we shower together. We're on the same team, like high school, college, whatever. It's like I have no interest in you at all, buddy. But I've seen you naked.
That might be a point. If it is like on some super platonic shit, then I guess it's just that's Carol titties. Like I don't give a shit about I don't give a shit about Lisa ass. Like I see Lisa ass all the time, man. Like, you might have a point. Shit, I don't know. Oh wait, I found a point. I found where my point was going. So when you said the attention bar, I fucked it up completely.
It's okay.
We all know where we're headed.
It's all right. That's fine.
So we went the Trump route. I'm gonna give the people like a little bit of just regular news.
Do that.
So recently, there's been a good amount of like I think Friday, like a lot of hip hop's dropped. YG dropped some shit. Bryson Tiller, fooled us all because when he did that deluxe shit, I was like, motherfucker, like, if you're not going to give me something, then he dropped a whole new album. And I was like, wow, Bryson, you were listening to me. My apologies. I didn't even mean to talk to you bad like that. I'm going to send your mama an edible arrangement because, we good as a family. I didn't mean to disrespect you. Yeah. Edibles in the arrangement. So, a twofer. So, anyways, Drake is on 21 Savage album, and Drake had a bar somewhere in there. He put together the fact that I used to date SZA back in 2008. And I was just like, as soon as I heard it, like, I was like, this is going to, like, the internet's going to do, because there was just no point. It was like, blah, 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 blah. We're rapping. I used to date SZA in 2008. We used to do stuff in 2008. Yeah. And I was like, bro, like.
He was being very light-skinned again.
Yeah, like, why would you do, like. Why would you do that? Like in 2008, it wasn't like we dated last week. We was dating last month, and like there's no realm. I was like, why? Like, what reason did you have to be sassy to SZA? And also,
she been quiet. She ain't said that. She been minding her business, being left alone, out the drama, and here you come.
She would whatever she's doing on the weekends, and nobody cares. It's amazing. Drop some new music. That's all we care about. And I just thought to myself, like, because the internet did what the internet do, so it was a whole lot of Twitter. They got their forensics department on it immediately, and they were like, "Well, hang on, nigga, you're 33 now. She's 29. Why would you go on record to say that me at 21 I dated a 17-year-old girl, and then somehow brag about like nobody was in the room? Like, don't do that? Why don't understand the bar? I don't understand the purpose of the bar, because this is not like
being in the field. If I'm not mistaken, based on the chart, I know I've brought this chart up before, like for our field, working in social work and mental health and all that, there's a chart when it comes to sexual relations that lets you know which ages is okay and which ones we have to report.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, I think 17 and 21 is acceptable.
I mean, I know, but I don't like it.
I mean, society-wise, it's a little sketch. But legally, I think it's okay, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% on that. I try to tune that chart out sometimes because it's silly, but
I think so. Definitely, if you cat any of that kind of like, I don't know, like, or especially if you had any of that like, they were in like school at the same time, shit. Like that's where the
right.
But using, I don't know, and I don't know Drake's history like that, but it's like, all right, if everybody's a budding artist at the time, you were probably out here getting it together. That means around 21 you're figuring out, and you're like, oh hey, she's probably trying to get her foot in the industry too, like, and then you just met her at 17, and then you just said, you know, hey, because I'm like now I think about it, Drake's got me by like what, I'm 30, so 2 years. He's 33 now, right? 33-ish.
I believe so. If I'm not mistaken, I'm older than Drake.
So yeah, I said like, okay, so he's got me by like 2 years. So that means like, bro, like at 21, we were like playing your music. So you had enough Drakeisms to go, hey, I'm Drake. And she was like, oh my God. Like, that's nasty. I'm being completely presumptuous, folks. I don't know.
He was on it before that, because you got to remember he was on TV.
Oh, yeah.
He was
fucking, he wheelchaired up to her.
He
rolled up to her. And then stood up and was like, this is what you did for me. This is how much I was wheelchair Jimmy, but because of you, like,
you know my name, right?
I just want to be successful.
Hit her with the duck lips.
That's nasty. Toronto has really got some wild shit going on up there. Them niggas is dangerous. I'm really scared of them up
but
there.
They living.
They living in some way or another.
I hear different. I mean, don't let Drake and Tory Lanez fool you. Canada is a wonderful place. It's had a lot of wonderful people and a lot of culture. You can go check it out for yourself. I stand by.
Dudley Do-Right got me shook. It's like, it's Toronto.
That's because Dudley Do-Right was a white person enforcing law. Those scare you no matter what country you go to. Because they just, you know that there's some sort of inferiority complex floating around in there.
Like, it's them and fucking the Huns. They're the scariest niggas I've ever seen. Toronto niggas and the Huns.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's called Mulan. But not, I want the cartoon one, not the new one that you have to pay $30 for, which I'm not doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't pay money to see the first Mulan, so I'm not going to pay to see her now.
Shit, I was like, shit, 20 years ago, I didn't pay money for the bitch then. And she could do magic then, motherfucker.
Right.
Like, she had a dragon and everything.
Magic dragons and everything. I didn't pay nothing for you then. I'm damn sure not going to do it now. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think, I mean, like, on levels, when I heard that, I was like, what is the, fuck the age thing. I'm just like, because even back in the day, like, it was funny, but even like when Game was like dropping dime on like all the like women he hit, I'm just like, the name dropping thing, unprovoked for sure. Right. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, even with the Tory Lanez thing, like, besides all the drama that comes with it, in his diss tracks, anybody who he's came and ethered, they fucked with him first. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody hit you, you hit him back. Like, fuck it, that's right. Fuck y'all.
Right.
But with some of these niggas, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, one, it's just wildly unprovoked, and also you're messing with somebody who is like, they can't meet you on your level. So like, you know, like, she's a singer, she can still like get on the track, but it's not like you fucking with rappers. Even when Game did that, like, they not finna get on the track and rap you back, nigga. You can rap your motherfucking ass off. Like,
I think they understood for Game it was a stick. Like, that was just kind of his thing, so they didn't take it as a diss. Kind of like when 50 came in with How to Rob. Like, he not really saying he gonna actually try to rob us. If, you know, he was provoked, he may during that time. But nah, we know he doesn't mean anything malicious by it. Now, sometimes you just gotta kind of know and understand what somebody's intention is.
Bars.
And if you understand that his intention is seeking attention, then you don't get mad at it.
I feel like that might be how they take it on that end. Like, TDE just seems to have like things together as well.
TDE don't care about anything else outside of themselves. They just like, oh, that's what's going. They like Wayne. They just in their own little world and they minding their business.
But also in my most evil, problematic, fucking separate universe in my own brain, I'm just like, TDE versus OVO. Like, I would like leave them alone, Aubrey. Like, in my mind, I'm just
that wouldn't even. Stack, just like, it wouldn't stack up at all.
Just leave them alone.
It wouldn't stack up.
Because here's my thing with that. Like, I feel like in general, I feel like it's gonna go pretty much like, you know, like, nigga going somewhere. But if you wanted to spark shit with them, coming at them, you might whatever. Like, if I'm a nigga, like, I know I could fight. Like, man, leave me alone. But if you would have touched my sister, I'm now obligated to fucking tear you asunder. Like, right. I'm now have to like just completely obliterate you. And I'm just like, wow, nigga, like.
I mean, now granted, I don't know much about Toronto's street scene, so this is going to be a one-sided bias comparison, just to let you know, just in case we have any Canadian listeners out there.
Whatever, man. Like, syrup and flannels. I don't know. It's cold.
It's more than that. It's like Muslim culture, Jamaican culture. It gets pretty black out there, which is completely fine. I embrace it. I love it. But just thinking, just two people alone, you piss off J-Rock and Schoolboy Q. That's them two hoods.
Leave me alone.
Do you really want to fuck with them in their hood in comparison to whatever OVO is connected to, which I don't think we really know if OVO is officially connected to anything? You know these two Negroes, and that's just two members out the group. We ain't even talking about everybody else.
And I'm even aside from like I feel like I shouldn't say I feel like it's impossible, like, 'cause you know niggas always can go for the complete nonsense of it, but I'm just meaning like you would get like, even though as you just said, it's Drake versus J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, fucking
Absol.
I'm not like, I'm trying my best to not even hit Kendrick yet, because it's just like these niggas can really be rapping out here. If it was just like, oh shit, niggas want to say stupid shit on the song, like, well, here we go. I have like negative thoughts that it'll get there. Not negative, but like it's really, really low. Like I just feel like them niggas like.
I don't think Drake is dumb enough to want to piss off anybody in TDE or create any type of issues with Kendrick and anything Kendrick's connected to.
Strong apologizing. I just feel like, because I'm like, I was like, I don't know, man. Like they all seem carefree, so they all might be like, man, fuck that nigga, smoke some weed.
Unless they really did date and TDE knows about it, and then it's like, you wasn't supposed to say nothing, but that's so long ago. She don't care. Like we know who she messing with now.
That's another thing that I feel like niggas. So I feel like any niggas might have like issue with that, like unless you like whatever. But you know, if somebody's like mad at you, if they're cussing at you, fuck that nigga. You know, hate and love is the same thing. But if sis is out here like, you know, having a nice flowing outfit through like a fucking sea of dandelions, like fuck that nigga, I don't care. Like sincerely, I don't care. It's Aubrey.
As you shouldn't. Like, is there ever?
I don't know that Aubrey would be able to handle that. The way he presents.
Well, that's because he takes stuff personal when he gets in a certain. But
what you mean you don't care about me anymore? I don't like.
I'm Drake. You should care about me. I'm the best like, you ever had. Right?
I was 17. Like,
right.
I'm almost 30 now. I don't care. Like,
but so I was. I take that to say, at what point in time should you no longer care about the opinions of an ex?
As soon as possible. Like, I'm not gonna put no time frame on it, but I feel like, you know, you should stop caring as soon as possible. Like once you kind of if you're in a state of mind where you can gather, I learned the lesson from this person, I'm self-sufficient, all these other things, like, then this person's opinion of me is not important.
I'm gonna jump out the window here.
Lovely.
I'm gonna say, even while you're with them, you shouldn't care about their opinion.
That's a bar.
Like you're gonna be. I'm going to be me.
I can
regardless.
Hear the misconstrue already, but
yeah,
like I think I can kind of get
whether I'm dating you, with you, married to you, or we're exes or whatever. I don't care about your opinion of me, because I'm going to be me. I want you to like me authentically. If you do not like me authentically, then you don't need to be here in the first place. And if you cease to be here, that proves my point that you don't like me for who I really am, or we don't mesh together for who we really are, and we don't need to continue any type of association. So there's really nothing for me to be upset about. The universe is going to get rid of those that either don't mesh well with me or are trying to inhibit whatever I'm trying to accomplish, or they're getting in the way, or they don't have my perspective, or whatever the situation is, the universe is going to remove you from me.
Now I have a question, because I think about this myself, is how do you go about sifting through or determining who's, okay, this person is not here in my best interest, they're not, you know, we don't mesh, and a person who their job might be the person who kind of challenges you to like change a perspective or like one up your, the way all y'all like to present yourself, I mean, but it's not really you. Right. Like I'm saying this for sincerely, like there are people out there who really are, okay, I see why you said that, I see, but have you thought about this? And now we really have to challenge your ideals and beliefs and all that. The person you have to lean into. How do you determine this is a person who's a problem and this is somebody who's helping me lean into a harder version of myself or whatever?
I think that kind of goes back into my quote of the day. Like, you can tell somebody's intention to a degree. Mm-hmm. You may not know all of their intention. You may misread certain things with their intention, which means you should communicate and ask questions like a fucking adult instead of assume like an inferior, emotionally,
like a fucking child.
I was trying to like say it nicely, but yes, like a fucking child. Don't assume like a child. Don't be insecure. Like, ask questions for things you don't understand. Get confirmation and talk about it. But that's a whole nother conversation. But you can tell somebody's intention. Like, if I'm giving you something and I'm not expecting something in return, it's just something that you need and I'm looking out, that's a good intention. As opposed to I'm giving you something and I'm reminding you with the fact that I've given you this and I've given you that. Same action, different intention. One's going to be a little bit more sketchy than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just have to actually pay attention to the authenticity of what they're doing. And I don't say authenticity as far as it being real or not. I mean, like, for what it is. A pimp is being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling you this is what I'm doing. Like, that's his authenticity. You may not agree with his authentic, but that's his authentic. So sometimes you just have to take a step back, actually pay attention and say, you know what? What is their real reason for doing whatever they're doing? Is it something that they're trying to leverage themselves with or not? Like, say, for instance, I've had situations where I say and do things simply because, you know, I care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may pop up on you, not because it's convenient for me, but because, you know, I thought about you. You're in the area. Let me make sure that you're okay. This is not convenient for me at all. I'm really just stopping by just to spend some time with you or say what's up, or just because I thought about it, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to somebody that's like, I'm hungry and she says she cooking. Let me stop by just to quote unquote check on her to get her a plate. You know, this same action, but different intention. Now, it's up to you how you're going to read that. Like I said earlier, if you're not reading it properly or you don't really get it, then ask questions like, hey, what's your reason for... It's okay to like ask people, have that conversation. I think it's not so much people misreading the situation or knowing. I think people are afraid to organically ask questions and hear things that they may not want to hear.
That makes sense.
You may want somebody to come and check on you and stop by and see you because you feel like, oh, he really likes me and he's going to make me his girl. And he came to check on me because I'm his number one lady. Like, nah, I fuck with you as a person. I just came to say what's up. If you feel like you are the number one slotted woman and he tells you, no, I fuck with you, so I just came to check on you, like it ain't what you think it is, that's going to hurt you. It's not a bad reason, but it's going to hurt your feelings because it's not what you wanted to hear. Just be open enough to answer, ask the question and receive the answer for whatever authentic reason it is, and be willing to see the positive of it as opposed to this looks negative because it's not what I wanted.
I think that also requires that, I know, like, at every step of this, but it requires that you be...
Yes, the pimp. Yes,
pimping,
yes.
It requires that you be self-aware.
Pinky nail and all, goddamn.
Ooh. That's for the book sugar. That's for the pep. You know what I'm saying? That's to keep, long. That's for them long nights. You know what I'm saying? Shake back. Yeah, man. You guys, you gotta shake back, baby.
Gotta be up all night to make my bitches, make some of my money. Mm-hmm. Proceed with your...
You thought you was gonna be, thought I was sleepy out here, huh, bitch?
No, I'm up.
I got 16 hours now, motherfucker. But shit is pure. You know how pure this is, bitch. What?
Pure Colombian, baby.
Shit.
I got all night to use the back of his hand.
God, I wouldn't they really had the best cadence of communicating and shit. Everything sounded cool.
The only reason I moisturize my hands is to make sure my knuckles is smooth and I smack them across your face.
Literally. Wild. What a wild existence. But yeah, I was saying shit like that just to me doubles down on you do have to be, as much as you're understanding somebody else's intention, that is tied into you being self-aware, because if you're not aware of how much of the lens you're going through, everybody's intention will be negative. Even that example you just said, and this is not, once again, it's all levels and ebbs and flows of, so don't let nobody stomp on you or no shit like that. But if, like you said in that example, ladies, I'm number one, I'm the number one in his life, you say something, no, I like you, we're growing together, but you're not, number one yet. We haven't reached that level. It would be on her to, before she goes, well, fuck you, nigga, because you can hear it now. You can hear the fuck you, nigga isms. It's okay, well, let's take a step back before you, not to say you don't even, nobody's deserving of a fuck you, nigga. Have you thought through, do I think I'm number one because I've really earned that? Do I think I deserve that because that's my ego? Am I number one because he's done a lot of cool things and taking me out, but I've really just been sitting around, maybe I haven't done, or in my dynamic or my perspective of this is that, as a this person needs to give to me, and I check off on my checklist, and now, you know, they're good, we're together. And I done the same thing reciprocal for everybody? In this specific scenario, I'm talking about the man woman dynamic, but in your friendships, just nigga talking to your mama, like, you know, like whatever, like, are you doing your best part? Are you being like when we talk about like being in the space of giving, and that might sound like a contradiction, but if you're focused a lot on what you give to the situation, 9 times out of 10, if it's a good situation, you'll receive like
without even asking.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand that. A lot of us are focused on what we can get out of a situation. What is this person giving me? I deserve this. That's all ego. That's all your ego. If you're functioning from the state of your ego, it's an insecure state. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to focus on your ego when you're driven to actually make something happen and you're giving to this situation. Like, for the sake of, let's say, you know, giving to yourself, working out. Mm-hmm. You're focused on giving as much energy and effort as you can to yourself. This is a situation, a relationship between me and my unhealthy self to get myself to be healthy as possible. I have to give my unhealthy self so much of this stuff to the point to where it makes me healthy. Mm-hmm. You're not thinking about, I'm over here and what can I get out of this healthy me? I have to take something. No, you have to earn the right to be there, but you have to give something to earn it. It's the same in any relationship. If you're not focused on how you can give to this situation and create a better environment for it, a positive environment for it, why do you have the expectation that you are supposed to receive in return?
I like that workout example because I feel like it's like really easy to like show the benefits and non-benefits. If you're going, okay, you know, how much I'm gonna lose? How much is this gonna do? Like, where's the quick whatevers? And those be the people who wash out. Like, you know,
right.
January 1st comes around, you know,
you
done by March because you just, all right, man, can I get skinny now? Take. But if you like, I'm gonna just come in this motherfucker and lay it all here, wash my ass, go to work, go live my day. But every day I come in here, I'm gonna give. And then I transition to, I'm going to give a little bit to this diet.
Right.
And I'm going to give a little bit of this. And you fucked around and lost 40 pounds and don't even know how you did it for real.
Right. And you get to maintain it longer. Whatever you are giving, what you receive from the amount that you are giving is going to last way longer than you sticking your hand out in a situation and expecting it to happen. You keep having to stick your hand out in the situation to keep receiving because you're not putting anything in the bank. It's like I'm receiving all this money to put it into my checking, but you're not putting anything in my savings, and you're continuously spending, and you're not earning anything. You're just asking. So what do you really have in the end? Nothing, as opposed to somebody that's going out working really, really hard to make even the smallest amount, but they're putting as much as they can into their savings. At some point, they're going to end up standing on a bigger stack of money that's going to last them longer because they have a better intention with their situation.
True.
People don't do that. I want the quick fix. Just like the people that's like the example of people going to work out. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of individuals that will stick their hand out to receive certain things and take that to go pay for the body as opposed to going to the gym and earning the body. And then you have to stick your hand out again X amount of months later to go get some rework done on that body that you paid for, as opposed to this person that was earning it through blood, sweat, and tears. Theirs is still there.
I always think about like how, you know, any conversation, folks, it's always going to come back to the weirdo shit. But how we talk about religion being the foundation of what you are and how your mannerisms and all this as a person. So if you have all these, you know, views and how you access God, a lot of asking, give. I'm incapable of A, B, C, and D. Whereas if you are somebody who believes that, yes, there's things that is completely beyond me. But if you truly believe whatever sentiment that you believe that God is within me, that I can go and do all things myself, then that literally births in you from, you know, I don't know, spiritual, but deep in your core, the core of you is, oh, I can go out here and like just give and I'll grab it, instead of everything else, which is however people word it, is still super transactional. I'm going to be a good person so that I don't go to hell. Like I'm
going to pray and I'm going to do all these things so that God will bless me. And God is looking at you like, you idiot, when you were born and I gave you life, I gave you the ability to get everything that you wanted. Stop asking me and go take the power that I gave you and utilize it to get it for yourself. It's there. You looking at me, and look to your left, look to your right, look at your neighbor to your left and your right. The answers are there.
And the joke was like, it was like, God comes back and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to work. And the guy was like, what the fuck is work? I have a job. What the fuck do you have a job for? For money. Why do you need money? So I can pay for food. Bitch, I put it on the floor. What the fuck? What's a store? Why would you go to you're paying? It's
the food is out there in the wild.
What's wrong
growing.
with you?
I put the answer right in front of you. I gave you the ability. Put the ability with the answer and you get everything you need. But you are sitting here on your knees praying to me, waiting for me to give you a sign. You being alive is the sign, dummy.
God got his own voicemail like a motherfucker.
He's like, boop, God, you are all.
It's a whole secretary.
I gave you life.
There's like a secretary who's got a secretary for her secretary, just so there's that much of a distance between like our prayers and God. I'll be like, is it absolutely universally cataclysmic? Then don't call me because they can figure it out.
Right.
Like they like the crazy thing about it is if you and I know this might seem like this, anytime people talk about, not that like I'm like fucking Plato or nobody, but like if you're like a thinking person and you can kind of at any point in time all of these things can come together, because if you just look at your actual parents, love you to death, but if your parent recognizes that, motherfucker, I told you 7 times, don't call me, don't come in this room no more because I told you
what to do.
So like, and that's your parent. That is the thing, that the individual that gives you a good basis on authority and whatever, that is at one point when you were shitting on yourself, that was your God. So that individual probably has, because every parent does that, white, black, green, whatever. I told you, get out my room. Don't come back. Don't come in this motherfucker no more asking me about that shit, because I done told you. Because so if it broke, you better fix it. Don't come back here no more. You can't make me think God's not like, maybe more explicatives. I don't really know. God might be cussing in ways I don't even know how to cuss yet.
God created language, which means he is using the language the same way we utilize it. We didn't create anything new that God don't know about.
Can you imagine looking at like 7?
This motherfucker! I told these motherfuckers.
You looking at 12 billion fuck ups, like just 12 billion fuck ups
daily
in unison. You're
daily.
Just like, wow, bro.
And that's just one per person. We're not even talking about the multiple.
Wow.
He is just. I'm logging off. Logging off.
All of you.
Everybody just doesn't want to listen to me today.
So there's 2 whole continents full of assholes. Like
this,
at least on a daily basis, he looks at 2 continents and just goes like, they just always fucking up. This whole thing, like, what about the country? We're not gonna go country.
We're not even gonna go over there.
We're not gonna go by
country. We're not gonna go by country. I'm just looking at these masses
fucking up as a landmass.
And I gave you the ability to think. I gave you this thing called a brain, which controls your whole body, and you just refuse to use it properly. Why? That is disrespectful to me. I want to take the life that I gave you back because you are just wasting it. And I'm going to have faith that you're going to learn and make it work.
God whooped the world on a number of occasions. So
we don't listen.
We too big to get whooped. God really let us go out in the world. We like, you know what? You remember when like Sam Jack, I do it. I'm a crackhead. We're them. And then God is the dad. Get him out of my house. Get out. Nah,
we are Gator. The world is Gator.
The world is Gator. The world really is Gator. Because like God flooded it. Like the most cataclysmic whooping you can give up. There's been wars, plagues. We're in the middle of a plague ish. If you're going by the good book,
allegedly.
Yeah, if we're going by the good book, God like rained down fire on cities, was telling other bitch, if you turn around, don't turn it into a big pile of fucking lorries. Like the whole in front of her kids. Like
Thanos.
Fucking psychological fucking destruction, like all types of shit. God probably like, look, I done beat them as much as you can beat motherfuckers, so I don't know what they're gonna do now.
But I think that goes back again to my quote of the day. You see how he pull that together? It's wonderful. So your attention when it comes to prayer, your attention is attention. You're asking God to give you some attention, specifically you. I'm praying for me and my situation. Mm-hmm. Give me some attention to higher powers, Lord, God, Jesus, Allah, whatever it is that you believe in. Give me some attention and bless me with the things that I think that I need. You're asking for attention, as opposed to change up your intention a little bit. God, thank you for giving me life, giving me wake up with gratitude in your mind. Speak gratitude out of your mouth. Don't let your prayer be something where you're asking because you feel like you lack within. That's a mindset of lack. You're going to continue to get lack. You're not thinking in abundance. If you get up every day and think of abundantly, God, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to get something done today that's going to progress me forward. You're going to get it.
Which is literally the power of your mind. Which once again, back to this whole thing of God.
Manifestation, whatever you want to call it.
Law of attraction.
Law of attraction, all that.
Yeah, like.
If you thank you, God, for blessing me and giving me breath to wake up and have another chance to do this the way I think it needs to be done. And I hope and pray that I am honoring you in whatever way that I can and fulfilling my purpose. I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to give. You gave me life, so I'm going to continue to give within this life that you have given me. And it's going to bless you and give you things back. As opposed to, please, Almighty, bestow your blessings down and rain them upon me. I ask you in my humble... Shut up. I heard you the last 15, 20 years you've been crying, and you ain't did nothing.
Lord.
Stop asking me. I've given you the answer already. It's not going to be an easy one, but you are seeking attention. Your intention is attention, so you're having an inattention to all the things around you that I have already given you to compile the resources you need to make your life better. Get your ass up off your knees and stop talking to me. I'm looking at you regardless.
So what do you think? What do you think? Like, I don't know if these even make it through, but like, how do you think like I think they make it to the first secretary, the first angelic secretary lady. Because I don't even know if these prayers will make it to Angel Mitch. It's like the first three secretaries, Angel Mitch, then if shit fucked up, then Mitch eventually calls God and be like, okay, like, I don't know what I'm doing down here. So I feel like they sent it all the way up for giggle purposes. When like the prayers started raining up, like, oh my God, Lord Jesus, it is I, Janice Levowitz from Janice Levowitz from right here in your very own lovely state of Oklahoma, and I'm calling that you put your loving arms over our president, our commander in chief, as he's dealing with the Chinese virus. Like, I wonder how hard, because you can't let me, like, I don't believe that like we are supposedly higher beings and like fucking dogs and lions and fucking ants or whatever the fuck.
Dolphins are smarter than us. We're not.
All that shit. And we be laughing. Dolphins laugh. They like just giggle, all types of shit. Well, how could you laugh at that? Human, bitch. I got fucking... So I know that all these like, hee-haw, get the horns. Them niggas up there laughing at us. I know when they got them prayers, they just like probably packaged them up in a book. I think they probably sent those up. So God and stuff. They said, what? You bullshitting. They didn't do that.
Look here, right
Jesus,
here on page 35.
Jesus, come here. Now the motherfucker here. Now didn't we? Now we told them how. When did you send the thing up to say that the COVID was a real thing? Who dropped that? Who? Gabriel? You? Because I remember you tripped over it and the shit spilled all over. But it was cool because we sent the emails down. And what did he say? It's the Chinese virus. It's a hoax. All right. Well, my will be done or whatever. Like,
well, you know how this gonna play out, right?
Yeah, like,
they praying for you to do something. I did it a long time ago, and it's gonna happen the way that I said it should happen.
I know that they up there just like, wow. So she said this, right? If we turn, hang on, that bitch last night just said, death to fucking Islam, and like that's a whole group of people. Like, you can't. This bitch gonna really pray to me? This is wild. What's the next thing? Black Lives this is crazy.
Like, ooh. You really good. She just literally prayed to me last Saturday saying, Lord, if you let her not be pregnant, she'll never drink again and she'll stop being a hoe. And then this week, where's she at?
She literally just canceled like all of her son's accounts because he came out to her. Like, wow. But she gonna pray to me? That's crazy.
Right.
That's damn.
Well,
don't actually let's send her some fucking I don't know, man. Let's send her. That's her only asset? Yeah, man. Send a fucking flood or some shit. Like,
send the repo man down.
That's
You haven't been giving. You haven't been paying it forward. So since you're not making your payments of paying it forward into life, God is going to repossess all the bullshit that you're asking for, the things that you have in your possession. So when the repo man cometh, whatever the repo man may be, I mean, you can call it like, I don't know, fucking karma.
Yeah, that's one. It's a
pretty good word. When the repo man named Karma comes and takes your shit away because you're being unappreciative and you're just sitting on it, don't be mad.
That was a wild movie. Did you ever watch that movie?
What?
Repo Man?
Oh, with Michael Blackson and whatnot.
It was was he in? No, it was the one Repo Man, whatever. It was like Jude Law, and they were like they would like take back your fucking organs.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That you couldn't afford. That's some sick shit.
That is pretty sick.
That's some nasty shit, yo. Like,
I didn't say anything about the King James version.
What it just is like
that.
I love my LeBron version of the Bible. Honestly,
yes, the LeBron version of the Bible is wonderful.
The LeBron Bible is
two more games and it's bringing us into the promised land.
Yeah, you get championships. There's in the book of Bronny, it's smoke yours like in abundance.
Smoke the fifth, beat the child.
Yeah,
after championship.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is he really gonna get an ass whooping as bad?
That nigga got a stern talking to
like everybody thinks Bronny's gonna get his ass whooped by next Friday because the series is gonna be over. We're gonna be champions, and Bron is gonna come home, and they feel like Bronny is gonna get that ass taxed.
Bro, LeBron, I don't know. LeBron be focused on the goal, so if that's his goal, then that kid's gonna get fucking.
You're like, no, my goal is winning. And I'm trying to sweep everybody as much as possible so we can win this championship and I can go home.
Watch LeBron come out and be like, he's fucking in high school, bro. Like, he's the heir of me. Which I shut the fuck up talking to me. I'm a champion. Like, yeah, my son's smoking this fucking big gas. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what? You niggas out here.
I feel like he's going to get a whooping just for the boy, do you know how much stock you have? Because you are my child and you are ruining it, messing with these white kids out here that's going to let you get your ass in trouble. They are not you. They are not my child.
I think if anything, I don't think he's going to get like slammed for smoking. I think he's going to get slammed like, don't just be on here looking like a fucking idiot on the internet.
I am King James. You do not embarrass me. That's any black household in general. Yeah. Don't you embarrass me in public. And you embarrassed me in public, and there's a recording of it for people to watch for all eternity. Like when you get in my position, somebody can find this years later and replay it. You are embarrassing me in public. Now I gotta whoop your ass just because you made me look bad.
Now see, if he had the fucking ball daddy, it'd be Bronny Blunts and shit out here now. Like different types of dads though, because if it was like, what's that shit, LeVar Ball?
Yeah,
whatever ball. If it was him, it'd be like Bronny Blunts out here. It'd be a whole fucking they'd have a strain, like the James strain of weed, championship strain.
I'm sure there's some sort of King James strain out there. He didn't condone it himself, but I'm sure somebody out there, this that King James right here. I'm like, which King James you talking about? Because one was a tyrant and one plays basketball really well. Like, which one are you talking about?
I mean, I guess if you
But, I mean, people smoking that gas of the King James version of the Bible, so there's that.
Smoking. Damn, that'd be sick. Like, if you had, you could probably this probably make billions of dollars. Like, they'll excommunicate you, but if it was, you had the King James, if you had King James rolling papers, but, you open up the Bible and, each page was actually something you could roll with, that'd be some wild shit.
You could.
Is that wild blasphemous? I don't know. Whatever.
It's blasphemous to who?
I don't know. The people who whatever. If you especially if you smoke and you're a wild Christian, what? Smoke this word, nigga. This the word is really in and of my body, because smoke's in your lungs and you smoke the fucking Bible papers.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it could be disrespect. Here, Bloods and Crips, if you want to disrespect one hood, you do something whatever. I don't know. I put red laces in my blue chucks for disrespect or whatever the case is. Or
patriotism.
Or depends on which neighborhood you're in and how that's going to be perceived. Yep. It's the wrong hood for that. But, if you believe in one religion and you take another religion that you think is bullshit word and then you smoke with that, I mean, it's considered it could be
shit.
considered a disrespect because this shit fake anyway. So there ain't no point in nobody reading none of this shit.
Is the fucking Muslims like just wild smoking Bible trees? What?
It's possible. That's the thing, though. Muslims
But
don't
see, they
hate
should-
Christians.
See, they should come together though. This is why
They should.
Because if you had like religious smoke, you got Bible blunts, like King James rolling papers, but then you got like the Quran Kush.
You could have Quran Kush and Bible blunts.
Nigga, what?
Put them together.
What? You start a whole new religion with that shit.
I mean, or you just get rid of the idea of religion altogether.
Or that. Yup. Fucking you smoke some of that shit, you will literally find
You'd be
God.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's all interconnected and it's stupid because we're fighting over something
I
that
feel
we
like
don't
if
even...
you smoke,
Oh,
I
shit.
feel like if you smoke those two, if it was like your fucking like, King James rolling papers or like your Bible blunts, and then you had the Quran Kush, I feel like when you combine those, like you remember when it was like on How High, and then like the nigga would show up when they smoked him, like you would do that and like Jesus would really appear. Like I've been trying to get y'all to do this shit for years, man. Fuck Moses, come on, man, burn it, finna burn all
Why
the
you
bush.
think I made the Bible pages so thin? Y'all was supposed to smoke this so you can talk to me. I've been sitting up there waiting all this time for somebody to ask me a question, and y'all keep doing this dumb shit called praying. You supposed to roll the paper up and smoke it, and I will come down and talk to
Nigga
you.
finna burn the fuck out these bushes. Yeah. Yup.
You go, put it in your barbecue grill. Your ribs are biblical ribs. Like they have been smoked in the word.
You know what?
Reuse.
Christian coals.
Christian coals for your barbecue.
Christian coal and are smoked in the fucking word.
What?
Y'all can't even pay for this shit, bro.
That'll just be just the ribs. The ribs are blessed be the name of this rib.
Yeah. And that's like a sacrifice, like to God and shit. This is like Old Testament.
Lord, I lift these ribs up to you. They beef ribs because we know they say that pork is a filthy beast. But these beef ribs, Lord, they are here for you.
See, amen indeed, amen indeed. Get you some fuck. What did we just say? Some Christian coals for your fucking
hickory Quran.
Yep.
Wood, cherry wood Quran, smoked pellets.
You know, this is not a bad idea.
We should do that. So we're gonna Just a Dope Ass Podcast. We're going to create our own barbecue coals with the Bible infused into the coals to make your barbecue biblical. For the Christian fans, we'll figure out stuff for everybody else, depending on whatever you believe.
I don't know, man. This song is dope, and it's what's gonna get played as we end this.
Because I said what I said. So as we end our episode today, folks, hope we said something today that just brightened your day, made you feel so much better. If you were feeling down, hopefully you're no longer feeling down. You're feeling positive.
Get up, goddamn.
You are feeling empowered enough to get up and go do something with your life and your day, to realize you have the power within you to make your life whatever you would like it to be. So go ahead and do that. Go out and just be as unapologetically black as you can, because we are always pro-melanin here on this TV show. Because it is a TV show. I mean, y'all gonna watch. I mean, it's recording, whatever you call it. Look, either way, just go be black.
It's great entertainment.
It is. Just go be brown, enjoy your brownness, and do your shit, and be a good person, and don't be lazy, and don't let your intention be seeking attention. You insecure bastard.
If you're not a kid, you're not a fan. Shame on you. That's it. All right, man. See y'all next week.
All right, bye.